guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Megan and today is another Mythical Mail Monday. Today's Mythical Mail is featuring all of the books that I hauled in March. This includes book box books, it includes special editions, it includes pre-orders, and it excitingly includes my birthday haul. My birthday was on March 20th, so I have quite a few books to share with you from my birthday. Alright, without further ado, let's jump into this sucker. As always, we're gonna kick it off with our book box books, so if you don't want to be spoiled for the January and February Fairy Loot and or Illumicrate, both Fairy Loot young adult and adult, then please skip ahead to this time. Alright, kicking it off with Illumicrate, our January Illumicrate was God Killer by Hannah Kaner. This edition is stunning. Illumicrate has been killing the game recently. And then here is the inside with the foiled end papers. We also have this beautiful hardcover. Overall, just a stunning edition, and I'm so excited to have it. This is the tagline of "You Are Not Welcome Here, God Killer." I really don't like to read further than that, as we have learned. I love to go into books with a little bit of no knowledge, no expectations, and just enjoy it how it was meant to be enjoyed. And then February Illumicrate was Song of Silver Flame Like Night by Emily Wenzel. And you guys, this edition may be one of the prettiest, if not the prettiest book I own. Look at these sprayed edges. They just kill me every time. I love these edges. Definitely my favorite edges of all time. I mean, let me just give a feature to them. Incredible. This is an epic new fantasy duology inspired by Chinese mythology. As we have learned recently, I am super into Asian mythology and I can't wait to read this one. Here are the end papers, the the hardcover, and it's so good, you guys. It's so good. Just incredible. Next up is our February YA Fairy Loot, and for that it was a dystopian theme, and our book was City of Nightmares. And this is by Rebecca Schaefer. It says face your fear or become your nightmare. And I did see on the hardcover that there's a pterodactyl, so I don't know if it has like dinosaurs in it, but if it does, I am so here for that. I love dinosaurs. But yeah, I love this edition as well. Honestly, the entire reason I get Illumicrate and Fairy Loot is because of these editions I've been showing you. And finally, of the monthly subscription boxes special editions, we have the Fairy Loot January Adult, and that is The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi, and this is by Shanna Chakraborty, S.A. Chakraborty as well, best known for like the City of Brass series. And again, stunning edges, stunning work, gold foiling. These end pages, I don't know if you can tell, but they have gold foiling on them even. Incredible. And it's a pirate novel. I'm so excited. I love pirates. And the last two special editions I have were not part of the monthly subscription, but were rather just an exclusive edition I pre-ordered, and that is the Legendborn duology. We have Legendborn and Bloodmarked by Tracy Deonn. Legendborn was one of my favorite books of 2020 or 2021, I cannot recall, but it is a Black Girl Magic King Arthur retelling. It's absolutely incredible, and I just love these editions. I still need to read Bloodmarked, but now that I actually have it in my hands, I'm much more likely to get to it. Next up are the books that I pre-ordered for the month of March, and those, well, I guess one of these was actually February, but it came in March, I believe, or maybe it was beginning of March. I think it was actually like March 4th or something like that. Regardless, the first one is The Moth Keeper. This is a graphic novel by Kay O'Neill, who is also the graphic novel artist / author of The Tea Dragon Society, which is one of my favorites, as well as Aquacorn Cove and Princess Ever After or something like that. I don't remember the exact one, but I just love their artwork and their storylines, and I can't wait to see what this one's about. It says, being the Moth Keeper is a great honor. Being the Moth Keeper is a great responsibility, but is it worth the cost? And I mean, look at the artwork just on the cover there. Isn't it incredible? Like, so happy that Kate O'Neill does these graphic novels. I love them. And the other one of the pre-orders was Flower Heart by Catherine Bakewell, and the reason I bought this was because it is pitched as cottagecore fantasy, and I'm just noticing that I kind of match it, but I love cottagecore aesthetic, so I had to pick this one up because it's a cozy fantasy and that just sounds amazing. And it's, yeah, I don't know, I'm so excited. Next are 2 books I won as Goodreads giveaways. The first being 13 Witches, The Palace of Dreams. This is book 3 of the 13 Witches trilogy, and it is a middle grade series featuring these young witches. So I'm very excited to pick these up. I'm going to be grabbing the first 2, which includes The Memory Thief and The Sea of Always. So I will be reading those 3 so that I can review the final one. Well, all 3, but particularly this one here because I'm so grateful to Goodreads for sending it my way with the giveaway. And the other giveaway I won was for The Do-Over by Suzanne Park. This is a contemporary romance releasing in late April, so I will be sure to get to this and try to review it before its release date of April 23rd and let you guys know what I think of it. Finally, we have the actual birthday haul. These are all the books that I bought on the day before my birthday because my birthday fell on a Monday, so I purchased them over the weekend for my birthday. Kicking it off with ones that I have read but did not currently own and or are duplicates slash other versions of books that I already own and really love. The first ones are actually very nostalgic. We have, first ones are the Babysitter's Club. I have books 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. And I just loved these as a kid, so I've been trying to recollect them because I think I sold mine when I was younger and I just really regret that. So I've been recollecting the series and I found these at Half Price Books for like $1 each, so I was super excited about that. And I have The Truth About Stacy, Marianne Saves the Day, Dawn and the Impossible 3, Chrissy's Big Day, and Boy Crazy Stacy. So I will definitely be rereading these in the future and maybe vlogging about it and seeing if any of you read these as children as well. Keeping in the nostalgic theme, I also bought a couple Boxcar Children that Half Price Books had, and I got number 4, 10, and 11. Specifically, this one stands out to me because I feel like I read this one several times, like the Caboose Mystery. This one is just like ingrained in my mind. Like, I thought this was number 1 before I grabbed it and like looked at the number because I remember specifically this cover so much and like this story so much. So that's a lot of fun. But we have the Mystery Ranch, the Schoolhouse Mystery, and the Caboose Mystery. I will be rereading these at some point as well. Then duplicates of books I already own. We have Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is actually the first edition cover, and I believe that this is actually a first edition based on like the ISBN and the like publishing page. It says first edition, so I'm choosing to believe that this is a first edition first print. I don't know if it is, but it was only like $5, so I was happy to nab this one and add it to my V.E. Schwab collection. And of course, with my ever-growing Little Women collection, if you don't know, Little Women is one of my absolute favorite stories of all time, definitely in my top 3 books of all time. And I've been collecting different editions of Little Women, and I saw this one at Half Price Books, and it's the Chiltern edition. They actually had a few of this, and most of them were like $17 to $20, but for whatever reason this specific one was only $12, so I grabbed it and I was super excited about that. So happy to have this one in my collection because I've been eyeballing the Chiltern editions for so long. I just think they're gorgeous. The gold foiling, the floral artwork on the cover, I love it. And the final book I already already read but didn't own was Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I'm actually very glad I held out on buying this because I much prefer this cover edition to the like yellow one. I just think this one is so much prettier, so I'm glad that I held out and this one released. And I can have just this gorgeous pastel minimal artwork, I guess you could say, cover here. So I really love it and I highly recommend this one if you enjoy romance. Moving on to books that I own part of the series for, but I am collecting to complete the series and or pick up the first book of the series and or pick up the sequel. So let's get into that. First up is Demon Slayer volume 11. This was just a random manga that I picked up from, all of these are from Half Price Books, but this one was the only Demon Slayer manga there and I just nabbed it to continue the collection because it was half price. So yes, happy to continue the Demon Slayer collection and I can't wait to finish Attack on Titan so that I can start Demon Slayer because I really want to watch that anime as well. Next is Royal Holiday, and this actually completes my Jasmine Guillory collection of like the Wedding Date series. I did start the Wedding Date, so stay tuned for my thoughts on that, but now I can actually read the whole series because I own it all. I mean, I guess I could have read it before, but it feels nice to own it all now and actually have a complete set. Next up is A Touch of Gold. I have a Curse of Gold, which I thought was a standalone and or book 1, but it ended up being book 2, so now I own book 1 and can actually read this one so that I can read book 2. I believe that this is a like Rumpelstiltskin and or King Midas retelling, so I'm very excited to pick this one up because I just love retellings and fairy tales and all that good stuff. Speaking of retellings of fairy tales, I have the Shadow Queen now. This is part of the quartet of fairy tales or retellings that CJ Redwine has done, and I think this is book 1, so I can actually start the series now, and I only need one more to complete the quartet. I have the Wish Granter and the Blood Trader, I think I need the Blood Spell. I forget. I think I need the Trader Prince is the one that is left. But this is a Snow White retelling, and then the Blood Spell or whatever it is, I believe is Cinderella, and I don't remember what the other one is. The Wish Granter? Maybe that one's Rumpelstiltskin. Anyways, I grabbed Ashes of Gold. This was in the clearance section. $3, people. $3. I love me some half price books. This is the sequel to Wings of Ebony, and I just love collecting books. It is as much of a hobby to me as is reading, so happy to have the next book of the collection. This one I have been eyeballing forever and I don't know why it took me this long to get, but it is It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I've had hook, line, and sinker for forever and I finally picked up the first book. This is supposed to be kind of a retelling of Alexis from Schitt's Creek, so I'm excited to read it. It's supposed to be like that kind of like rich girl grungy boy type of trope. So, and also in the contemporary romance realm is The American Roommate Experiment, which is a sequel slash companion novel to The Spanish Love Deception, which was one of like the most talked about romance books for a while there. I have not read it yet, but you know, at least I have the sequel companion. And finally is the stack of books that I got for my birthday from Half Price Books that are not really related to any other books. They're just books that I thought were cool or have been on my wish list. First up is King of Battle and Blood. This is actually a signed edition that I found at Half Price Books. It's in excellent condition, and this is a paranormal romance. And Scarlett St. Clair has been known for writing the like Hades series, the Hades romance, A Touch of Darkness. This is like a vampire romance, so we'll see how I feel about vampires. Next up is Charmed. This is a middle grade series about a fairy tale reform school, which sounds so fun. Love me again some fairy tales. This is book 2, but it's like a cute little middle grade, and I'm excited to, I guess, start this series. I actually got this next book thinking it was something else. It is not that, but it's still very cool. This is Shades of Rest and Ruin. I thought it was a Snow White retelling because of this apple on the cover and then this girl with like short dark hair. It felt like a steampunk thriller Snow White, but it is not that. It is the Goblin Market retelling, and it's like a horror fantasy. So this is gonna be a really nice, what's it called, fall spooky read. And this author also wrote like fairy tale retellings, so I think that's why I was thinking that. They also wrote Roseblood, which is a fan of the opera retelling, and then like the Wonderland type retellings. So I'm excited to get to this one. Then we have The Lost Apothecary. This is by Sarah Pinner and is a historical fiction fantasy following the woman who was an apothecary that created poisons that women would feed to their husbands, and the husbands would just die suddenly out of nowhere. So very intriguing. Excited to read this one, because what else could I be? I'm only ever excited. Then we have The Midnight Girls by Alicia Jasinska. This is a female-female romance, 2 rivals, 1 heart, and a kingdom ready to watch them burn. Love me some of this character on the front here. 2 monstrous girls, 1 heart to consume, and a rivalry that could cost them everything. Alright, I'm hooked. And finally, we have Anatomy, a love story by Dana Schwartz. My friend Lauren read this one recently and was really hyping it up, and it made me want to grab it, so I did the thing. I grabbed it. That is all the books that I hauled in March. Let me know what you guys got in March, and if you think any of these are ones that I should read first among my TBR of almost 700 books. But yeah, that is the haul. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below, and I'll check in with you in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye, friends.